Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader. I am continuing off basically where I got to last time, except I've gone back to the Governor, because I'm pretty sure that he's the next person I have to speak to continue the main quest, I think. So let's go talk to him and see what happens.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Nope. Oh, he's this one. Governor Medina, greetings, your lordship, says the governor in a dismal voice, glancing reflectively at Solomon. Governor Medina offers Henrix a somewhat strained smile. Master von Kallox, it pleases me to see you in good health. I hope that you accomplished what you intended to at the electrodynamic Cenobium. Henrix presses his lips onto a thin line, not quite. I can't express how grateful I am for your help. Now that the insidious heretics' designs have been thwarted, nothing stands in the way of my plans or yours. With Aurora dead, the spring of revolt is waning. Entire squads of rebels are surrendering. We are witnessing the final days of the uprising. I have already signed the order to allocate 2,000 first-class Voidfarers to you. Their transfer to your ship should begin any minute now. I would also like to salute the saviour of Freikat Minoris, and have already given the order for a celebration to be held in your honour. We will mark your victory with an ancient custom, the Triumph. You will drive through the city streets accompanied by a guard of honour, as benefits a hero who has vanquished the Imperium's enemies, while your trophies will be displayed to the jubilant crowds. Let me know once you have concluded your business in this system and we are ready for the Triumph to begin. Governor Medina is positively ablaze with enthusiasm. In regards to your own participation in the Triumph, Governor, you will accompany us to the starport to provide timely answers to any questions that may occur to me as I inspect the terminal there. That being said, you should appear before your subjects at least once at the end of the ceremony. Doing so will help to maintain order. There is no reason to let people know that the world may soon be in a change of leadership. Idira shrieks and blindly reaches for the air in front of her. She rubs her eyes nervously. Oh, for Grok's sake, what the... Lord Captain, I can't see a thing, only darkness. Pitch black darkness. The governor chuckles nervously and fidgets with his collar. Are you being facetious, ma'am? Martyr's blood. Tell me this is just a hysterical outburst on your companion's part. Another prophecy? I have no idea. Darkness just enveloped me. Bam! Like some kind of veil. But I have not gone blind. It is the darkness that I see. It is the only thing I see. No idea what that means, but the whole thing reeks, Lord Captain. I don't like the look of it in the slight... Oh. Idira stares at her hands as if she has never seen them before. It's gone. Medina breathes a sigh of relief. You have no doubt been through a lot lately, Mum. Small wonder your vision had a dim smell with all this shooting everywhere, let alone all these maimed and maddened insurgents. It will be alright. The festivities will distract you and feel as bright as rain again. Glad to hear it. That is quite enough mad ramblings and eye problems for one day. Do I have other business in the systems? Oh no, I need to navigate. I not found a navigator for my ship. I daren't delay you any further, your lordship. So, who do I talk to when I want to do? Right.
With each step, I forge my destiny.
So we need to go get the
among
navigator
stars.
first. Then let's head back to the void ship or the other way. Does it? I don't actually know from it. Oh, that is my void ship. We'll do that one then. Well, we haven't been there. Let's... Yep, why not if we can still take everyone.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master? It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess! What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Wretches, you'll be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against House Orselio. Immortal Emperor delivers your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned. In the name of House Orselio, I command you to execute the infidels. Lovely. Not a step further. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. Felek Orselio, a tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mock of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing toward the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Oh, this is the guys that were calling. I came from Reichad Minoris after receiving your distress call. A call, you say? The dark pits of Felek's eyes widen in surprise. Only one person could send you this way, and it must have been Evine Winterscale. Why didn't he come himself? I came with my own free will. My people merely decoded the signal that was meant for Winterscale. You don't say. Getting access to the personal communicator of the heir to the great dynasty is no easy feat. Who exactly are you? The navigator cocks his head, as if realizing something. Ah, wait, I recognize this coat of arms. You are a lord of the von Valancius dynasty. This explains so much. And since fate has brought such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felek Christoph August, keeper of the station. So you did not come to offer support to the traitors. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urak 5 is a holy sanctum for the House Orselio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. The navigator looks at his guards and winces. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh were being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons. I need a navigator, so you're coming with me. Is that so? Even wounded, Felek Orselio remains composed. I do not think so. You cannot force me. You can only end my life. But this is not your heart's desire, is it? Perhaps we can help one another and reach a more beneficial agreement. What agreement are you talking about? You came to this station for a reason. House Orselio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. Why would a keeper of the station command vile mutants condemned by the Emperor? The blame lies with Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Urak 5. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald I knew would never have used his powers in such reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I'm going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles, and have worn the veil between our world and the immaterium thin and frail, at least here on the station. The ruinous powers are trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first fall victim to it. Oh, their bodies morphed and pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station, but I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. The Lord Navigator here is speaking the unvarnished truth. I bet this station is full of voices and whispers, all trying to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door open wide. The suffocating grip of the immaterium can be felt across the entire system. It is not surprising the veil grew thin here of all places. The Navis Nobilite can command the warp currents, but use of their abilities wears down the barrier between the two worlds. I sincerely hope the influence of the immaterium has not yet affected your body and soul. With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Return to your void ship. I need to save Lady Cassia. If you're not willing to help, or indeed risk your life, you must leave now. What kind of help are you talking about? I would never ask you for such a favour under different circumstances, and yet... Felix takes his hand away from his ribcage, notices blood and winces in pain. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the Mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orcelio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. So how do I remake the control rod? I have a phylactery containing the Mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind me in one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly perform the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. Pascal excitedly reaches for his data slate, requesting access to this object's data crypt. The Navis Nobilite use independent modifications of standard sanguinary technologies due to the uniqueness of the genetic code inherent in the lineage of each house. Felix looks exhausted, but arrogant resolve bolsters his voice. And these technologies were made for a secret reason. I must respectfully decline your request. Esteemed servant of the Omnissiah, you have your sacraments, and we have ours. So how am I supposed to power the elevator? The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. I guess that makes sense. So what have you decided? Descend upon the Von Valancius line? Yeah, let's do it. I will rescue this internal output. Let's just do it. It'll be an honour. Felix nods curtly. You should hurry then. We will stay here to hold the line and lick our wounds. Good luck, road trader, and may the Emperor's light be with you. Okay. Alright, so that's our next mission. We're going to go save Lady Cassia. The power to the elevator must be restored using the cogitator to the guard room. Okay. Oh, we've got to level up. Let's do that. Gonna keep him tanky.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
Is that sound picking up from my microphone through my headset? That's crazy. That may be, my microphone may be a little bit too loud. I'll just turn it down a little bit. Gonna keep her shooty.
The Emperor sets my...
Authorized. I'm listening. Watching the lady handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
I can still hear it. Sorry about this. I don't know how the sound is coming back through my headset from the mic. I'll try that, see if that's a bit better there. Right, let's do Henrik's. We want him to... Let's just go with the recommended melee stuff. And then Abelard, we want him to also be fairly tanky, but any of the recommended ones of these will do. And then Idira, we want, yeah, let's just go recommended, because weapon stack intelligence on her, so we'll probably go for that again. Right, that's that done.
I'm
Back to me. Let's go find out how to rescue this lady. Elevator's power is out. Okay, so where are we gonna find? Oh, that's blocked by a easy to hurdle object.
The Void Station is a sacred
What's this
place
door?
of the Old Messiah, who shields the rulers of this fortress against death and darkness. Why then are the Vox channels dead? And why is the air not filled with the holy binary rhythms?
The station's lack of response to our ship's hails was already suspicious. I am no less uneasy after the Magos' words. Hands at your weapons.
Okay, I don't know what I'm really looking for then. Unless I can go over here somehow. Where's that pointing to?
Know your duty.
Well, there must be a way through somehow. Oh, is that the key? But the power's out, that's the problem. Was there any hint that I've already forgotten that you said to repower it? Build the control rod. The power to the elevator must be restored using the cogitator in the guard room. So where's the guard room? Oh, it's here.
I rise above hardships.
Right, okay. What's that over there?
The machine god grants me insight.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
I need to just check that I'm streaming. I still think I can hear everything repeating slightly in the background. Right, now I just need an NPC to say something again. Right, where someone to talk to us. Here we go.
Grovel before the faithful. You dare cross the faithful?
Right, I'm just testing my audio one more time. Okay, I think that sounds okay. Hopefully it does. It sounds fine my end. The game music might be slightly loud. In fact, I will turn it down slightly. Hello? Is that any better? This shouldn't be too loud now. But it's still kind of loud. I'll turn it down from here as well. Right, hopefully that's fine.
Follow my lead. Weapon at the ready.
Follow my lead. Weather the storm.
She said burst fire. How far away? I've not got line of sight in anyone. Okay, I'll dash slightly to the side.
I refuse. I will not. As the Emperor commands, I act. Down. Strike is a prayer.
I'm a monster.
Okay, Henrix. Is everyone in front of us? There's no one on our sides, is there? Who's that guy? Servant. Okay, fine. He's not a combatant.
I need a foothold.
But he doesn't have any... He's got no range, so we just need him to charge forward.
Alas, no. More trouble than it's worth.
No. Okay, fine.
Onward.
Break them up.
You can slap there
Let this be the warning to all.
and charge that guy. And then
And so
shoot.
it shall be done. My faith strengthens me.
Moving out.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
So these guys are all mutants. Gotta be honest, I'm not familiar with mutants and their lore in this
I've
game.
seen worse battles
at all,
than
really.
this in my time. I'm not interested. I will do my duty.
Right, how long range can she go with her lightning attack? I don't know if it's long enough to get the ones up there. It is long enough.
That is not my
No.
destiny. I'm not so sure.
Okay, let's use her shout instead.
On it, be gone!
Pascal, do a nice chop.
Vital function successfully terminated.
Wish you could attack then use their movement points afterwards. That would be nice.
Faith can escape the Emperor's judgment. This is unacceptable.
Weather the storm.
Follow my lead. The pain of this mortal flesh means nothing.
Get me a target. Let's see to it.
Let's use Blend Strike and then
I won't object to it.
that's 10 taken down.
Victory.
Canadier electrocute that one.
Anything
Yep. So the scouts got no one else over here. That means you can come back over here this way.
Rejoice in battle!
And it might just be these two
As
left.
the Emperor's strike is a prayer.
Oh no, there's that guy back there. I did not see him.
Now be gone.
Your corrupt way has failed you. The Divine watches over us.
Right, let's move on. I guess we can do a bit of looting. Played a lot of stuff. Right. Some lore.
over.
Statue by the famous Calixian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent, the 23rd year of the millennium. More goods there. Right.
The sanctity of the monastery of the motive force has been violated, but the vows of the Messiah have triumphed in the
Protect the child.
operation successful.
Tech use Pascal. Go.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Lots of stuff around here. I wonder when we're going to get to do stuff with all these goods and trade them. Or if that's another thing I've missed somehow. It would not surprise me.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Accomplished. With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Oh, so this is the opposite side to where I was at the beginning. So that was just a big loop. I feel like it was supposed to be in that direction somewhere though, because I don't know where else it would be. No, it's just another statue. And that's where I came in at the start. So, kinda has to be back there somewhere. That looks like it should have been a door.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
What was that? Oh, here we go. The cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dry blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. The tech priest Vox systems emit a binaric trill, and his mechandrites start furiously lashing at the air. I'm recording blasphemy. The person found guilty of such cruelty to a noble mechanism must be sentenced to immediate destruction. Okay. I mean, let's awaken it. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cogitator's insides emits creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator's systems. Sorry, I'm still hearing myself back into my headphones, and I don't know why. Hello? Ah, it's because I've got the wrong settings on my laptop. Right, that should be better now. I shouldn't be hearing my own voice. Okay, good. No? Hello? Okay, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, right, I'm really stupid. Hello? Testing, testing. I think I've just worked it out what it's been doing all this time. Gonna swap back to the game and make sure that it still sounds loud enough. Hello, hello, hello. Right, I am dumb. The problem was I thought the sound was coming from my laptop and my headphones were broken there, but it's the fact that I had the sound unmuted on my phone, which is how I monitored Twitch chat, and I had the speakers on, which is why I could hear the recording playing through there, not the laptop. So now I can continue. I've got that sorted. Elevator controls. A few manipulations with the switches makes you realise the elevator to the upper chambers is blocked. Activate. Processing query confirmed. So that's done. Okay, good. What's the main chamber controls? The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you the access to the station control, or at least parts they still obey the cogitator. Open all the doors on the level. The cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket, but your assumption is incorrect. As it fills with a static, just a few moments later you can barely make out an inscription amidst the flow of rapidly changing symbols. Warning, data corrupted, processing, error. 0100110110. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Is required. Pascal's Vox systems emit a binaric trill. The spirits of this sacred machine require specific purification rituals in order to restore utilization of the lingua more familiar to the citizens of the Imperium. Requesting access to the device. Go ahead, Pascal. Pascal's fingers drum out a resonant crescendo on the control panel as his mecandrates remove the metal cover and the data cord slides into the machine's innards. The cogitator's body starts cracking with electrical impulses and the tech priest nods with satisfaction. A few minutes later, Pascal raises his hands above the machine, chants a brief litany only he can understand, and pushes the surviving stump of one of the levers. By humble prayers have satisfied the machine's requirements. Laboratory. That's what we want. So the big door in the main central area. Good, that's what we wanted, right? Can I open all of them? The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. The protocol has been executed, the passage has been opened. So I just click on all of these. Everything's been opened already. Already been opened. Already been opened. The vid screen blinks and mechanisms in the machine's core emit a quiet hum. See what the log says. Let's go for docking log. That might be good to see who's been here. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identified, confirmed. Region Aronto or Celio. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure classified. Well, that's going to be useful with everything classified. Encrypted data. Something buzzes in the cogitator's metallic gut. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Or tech priest. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitator's overloaded, processors whir unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child delete picked flow, disable access code, annul station controls, delete, activate, shuttle, self-destruct, purge, command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report, mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems, but Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that..." I'm going to go away from this now. I want to go to the
Let us
laboratory.
walk this path to the end.
So it was back all the way down here, and then towards the main area, and then through the big door. That looks like a laboratory.
Operation successful.
Would you look at that?
Lots of goodies. What does that do? What is a transducer? I don't know how to use this. Maybe I'm not supposed to be using it. Nope, I don't know what that's for.
Look closer.
Why I've got-
divine
Okay, but it let me
watches
remake the controller
over
at
us.
least. So that's what we were here for anyway. Pick up some stuff. I still don't know if I need to go around picking up everything or if they just give it to me when I leave the area anyway. I'll get these ones at least. It feels like you should be losing them anyway. And it looks like you can go through the... to me anyway. Right, then let's go back up the top, which was up... which way? It was the other side of this. No, we can't get that way. You've got to go all the way back down here. And then we jumped up here, right? Yeah, there it is.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
And then we can go through here now. Control rod. Oh no, who are we supposed to take it to? Was it Felek? Where is Felek? Oh, he's the one standing right here, of course. Felek Corselio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there is some healthy colour under the scales of his cheeks. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator, well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation might cost my mistress her life. Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads, there are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy they fall at the slightest touch. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Thank you, I did not understand a single word. Idira nods tiredly and glances at Felek out of the corner of her eye. This station has enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker. Felek waves Idira off and looks at you expectantly. I kind of want to keep the key. There is a darkness swirling in Felek Orselio's bottomless eyes as he bares his sharp teeth in a defensive snarl. Care to explain yourself, scion of the Valencius dynasty? What is the meaning of this? The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors. Felek gives off an indifferent shrug. That's why they are insane. Will you really heed the ramblings of retainers who dared to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline? Who is the child mentioned in the documents and reports found on the station? You meddled with something that should have been left alone. The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia, for the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for the servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. Don't know if I should trust him or not. The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses I discovered were either unarmed or feeble. The warp corrupts not only the soul, but just as much the body and the mind. Mad and furious, a single servant wielded more strength than an entire squad of the mistress's personal guards. The bodyguards had their minds fogged as well. but their own will let them hold out just as long enough to destroy those who rushed in to assault them with bare hands. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, and disabling the security systems. Too many things required special access available only to the keeper of the station. As I'm sure you're aware, there were 2 keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orselio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen Urak 5 and our noble line. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers. You were very lenient toward them, purposefully neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, that is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home. The keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station systems, but Theobald stayed at his side the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe after, or Felix's stern face twists in disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened, the one who's going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left? By the God Emperor, will you keep these slanderous accusations to yourself? It does feel like it's his fault. Everything else seems to be pointing there. I'm not sure, but let's go for that one. That's the most dramatic. Felix nods wearily. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you've got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms, and ally of Tisiphone and her monster, the accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orselio for years? Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let it happen. Felix, you are obviously quite mistaken. I came here to get myself a navigator, nothing more. You do not? Felix hesitates for quite a while. In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behaviour. I had no intention of making an enemy of a von Valancius heir, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orselio from within. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil Lady Cassia, is a sign of merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns, a cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orselio bloodline with just a look. I alone imagined to get close enough to her over the years. Managed. She lowered her guard and trusted me, and at long last I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. If your cursed child agrees to become my navigator, I will gladly rid you of this burden. You do not understand. This is... Felix stops mid-sentence, makes a brief pause, and then nods to himself. You are correct. This may work. It is certainly possible. You're going to need this charm. Felix hands you a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch no matter how long you hold it in your hand. If you manage to press it against the monster's skin, whether by force or by guile, the baleful influence of her powers will recede. You'll be able to take her and leave the station. Cool. That sounds fun. Bring the monster to Felix. Let's go. Oh no, that's sad. Cassia. The pale figure with her naturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet, misted eyes. Her spinny gills, slightly hidden under her dishevelled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jewelled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. As otherworldly creatures gaze slides over you, your entire core shudders in terror. Flashes of past-warp nightmares re-emerge from the shadows of your memory and paralyze your will. You gasp for air in terror, drowning under a crashing wave of pain. You cannot catch your breath. Hot tears burn on your cheeks. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to you? Why do you feel so lonely and in so much pain? Do these feelings even belong to you? Yadira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, ow, ow. As if my own little pals weren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. I am registering abnormally activity in my tear ducts. The salt being produced by my body may negatively affect the performance of my respiratory apparatus. The vulnerability must be rectified. It has been logged. Heresy. Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head, and her white hair veils her face. Let's see if we can use that stone. Well, that's not gonna. You can't just touch it with it straight away, surely. We can persuade her. She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both a sob and the howl of a small wounded animal. What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you, who are you? Cornelius von Flantius, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Let's make my intentions clear. I am looking for a navigator to join my crew. You look like you'll do. I? Cassia blinks in surprise as her pointed nails reach for the jewel on her forehead. I am afraid I cannot respond to such an unexpected. What is this? I feel faint. Henrik jerks abruptly as if he intended to dash forward, but someone else is quicker. The heavy-set old man who has been kneeling nearby erupts in low sobs, his eyes swollen from crying. Dart desperately around the room as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child, Lady Cassia, where are you? Sacred child. Throne preserve. Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side. You. The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet black veins, and his bulging milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of the House Orselio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain, this one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his. Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offence, esteemed whoever you are. Abelard places a hand on his weapon. I mean you no harm. I came to seek the navigator's aid. I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or scoundrels in Felix service. So who are you? Cornelius van Valantius, rogue trader. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always make an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House Orselio now asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer, think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of the house today, you decide. I want to know what happened between you and Felek. Felek is my wayward student. He came to Urak 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of the house, our sacred child, to revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss, to pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of the novators, Persephone Orselio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the novator's throne. So choose whose side you are on, a murderous traitor or the lawful scion of the noble house. Theobald speaks these words softly, looking at the unconscious young woman with reverence. The interrogator looks from the unconscious Cassia to Theobald. I presume this Navis Nubber lighthouse has reasons for treasuring the child other than the uncontrolled outbursts of warp sorcery. What else might those be, I wonder? A young, immature navigator who likely hasn't yet completed her training. Theobald interrupts him with an indignant shout. Enough! I will not have you questioning myself or my charges within the dominion of House Orselio. I just want to get my navigator. Do I have to attack him, or is there a way I can convince him? What service would you ask of me to see what he wants? Hope glimmers in the navigator's milky eyes. Save the sacred child. Take her away from the station. Yes, that is what I'm trying to do. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away from it with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Aratono, acting head of House Orselio. In the coroner's expanse, rest assured the reward will be worth your effort. I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Argenta looks at Cassia, and a painful sorrow appears on her brow. Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders. I'm taking it, obviously. Is that so? Please share your thoughts. I don't want to take him back to Thingy, I want to take her to my ship, though. Maybe we should team up against Felix. I just want Cassia. I don't want to bring her to Fetlick. Well, if I do that, I have to fight both of them. If I do this, maybe I just have to fight Fetlick. So let's do this. Fetlick is a true monster. Let's do away with him together. Theobald dips his head in favour of the proposition. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House Orselio's air will help us to destroy our enemies and shield us from Felix Navigator forces. But you, rest for a time before battle. Let's go kill Felix.
With each step, I forge
I feel
my
like that's a smart
destiny
choice.
among the stars.
Now how do I start the Felix fight? Do I just talk to this guy again? I guess I just walk back to Felix then in that case, if there's no one else to really talk to here. It's about time we repay those who betrayed our house. Come. Come on, lads. Let's go get him. Rogue trader, you treasonous worm. I knew I should have killed you. Nah. Go do one, Felix. That is enough, boy. You betrayed the child. Your house and Tiffany herself surrender. He's not going to. I am the savior of our house. I am prepared to pay the ultimate price. Kill them.
The impure cannot escape their fate. Purge them.
Oh, he has people on his side as well still. Interesting. Argenta needs to get... if you go there, you can just start burst firing around all of them. Nope. No. Hendrix, you can get in range of that one.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Give him a slap. You don't need psychic abilities.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Oh, there we go. Cassia's fighting now. Lovely. we're going to start shooting in.
Rejoice in service! I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service!
Abelard. You're too far away from anyone. Can you charge around that little corner?
I'd rather
No.
not.
But we can get in melee range anyway.
Indeed.
Idira.
What is this foreboding?
He's not near my guys.
Not
so
this
you
guy
can-
at the door.
Theobald coughs up bluish blood. The armor plate on his chest is perforated in a few places, and there is a tangle of metal and viscera where his abdomen ought to be. When the navigator's pale face finds Cassia, he quietly rasps.
Your house as your destiny demands.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
Cassia looks at the navigator's body in bewilderment, and you are overwhelmed with an inexplicable sense of loneliness and grief.
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Idira brusquely wipes away her tears with pointed determination.
Losing a mentor is a sorrowful event, beginning the mantra of spiritual assuagement.
The sound of Pascal's vox takes on a strange vibration, gentle and soothing, nothing like his usual dry tone. No, we need to go. Forgive the urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
But this is my
Cassia hesitates.
home. What are you going to do to me?
Let's... Well, let's be nice. Let us aid one another. Become my navigator, and I shall restore you to House of Celio at the earliest opportunity.
Accompanying a rogue trader on their travels is an honor for any navigator. Let us go. I can no longer bear the sight of the deathly pale shadows that drape the bodies of the fallen.
She was... who do I... I guess I'm using Henrik's the least. Oh, she's level 4. Was I supposed to come here earlier? Oh, she can level up though.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Let's level her up quick before I
I
forget to do
guide
that.
humanity between the stars.
Fellowship. Willpower. So she's an anti-warp. So she'll be great against anything warp related. Oh, there are so many skills to go through. Just gonna go for the top ones. That sounds good. I'll go for a mix of fellowship and willpower. There we go, now she's leveled up.
The world is full of colors I have never seen before.
Know your duty.
Collect everything, and we're done. Right, so I've got Cassia now. So I think that's the last thing I have to do before I can do the celebration ceremony thing. So I'm gonna go do that, I think. Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual. But if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Your heart starts beating furiously, your breath comes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Vox Master, Cassia waves her away. First, I wish to speak with the road trader, leave us. Of course, when you're ready for the ritual, please let me know. Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Vigdis, then lowering her lashes slightly turns to you. What did you wish to speak to me about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to look once again into the eyes of the man whose fame is so great it managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of Urak 5, long before we ever met. It is truly you, Cornelius, the person the whole Expanse and Calixis sector are talking about, and now a rogue trader as well. After a few seconds' hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale, then raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when the Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honourably and did not exploit me in my wretched position, and for that I am immeasurably grateful. But now, Cassia throws back her shoulders. I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but no red. You shall have all the necessary supplies delivered to the Sanctum Navis. Cassia nods in thanks. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of the warp eye when it is opened. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge, and may the Emperor's light help us all. The vox caster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of cloves, pious chanting, and the metallic clinking of implants. Then the serene voice of Lady Navigator breaks the silence, initiating communion ritual. You hear the excellent ringing of metal freed from its scabbard, then the stifled grasp of Lady Navigator, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, and the faint whisper of a brush. I see. Violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, an umber shadow spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog, the path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the walls of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit of her. No, of me. Its frozen rays lie, that spring is here, the light is deadened, the great ruler is gone. The Vox Master recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator's levers. The panels beneath her fingers emit sparks and the Vox caster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Old Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again. Let's leave her undisturbed. Soul-shedding screams down the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain. Their throats roar from the strain, and then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessor. I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be the whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around, my brush only draws me onwards, the way is blocked. You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric and metallic clinking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station Urak 5. Regrettably, we arrived too late to evacuate the residents of the station. The warp disruptions affecting Urak 5 twisted the bodies and minds of its attendants. The corruption failed to affect Lady Cassia, thank the Emperor. The navigators are trained to resist the Immaterium's pull. Thank you, Vigvis, that will be all for now. As it pleases, Lord Captain. So now I can go back here. Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has happened and brought Cassia to the deck. Okay.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
The Lady Navigator is engrossed in pursuing the dusty tomes, which appear to have been neglected by the other officers because of sloth or dullness of mind. When you walk closer, Cassia looks up at you, starts, and hides a withered look behind her back. It pleases me to see you adjusting to life aboard the ship.
Compared to Urak 5, your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes. The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
Are you satisfied with your new attendants?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
Nobilite, I've been saying. Nobilite. It's nobility. Cassia cringes over me saying nobility, ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes the topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is clear that she does not feel comfortable aboard a ship of teeming with new people. I hope you have ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting.
Oh, sorry. I see you are fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course, although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes off the dust off the cover with her thin, clawed hand, her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her last home. The events that took place in Urak 5 must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Cassie's response is reserved and pointedly decorous, clearly intended to create a distance between you.
Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
It's fine. You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it is just as natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls, and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
As if I may be so bold as to presume my subjects must have found themselves overcome by your rare beauty, as I will be romancing her. I don't know. I don't really know the romance. I don't know if I'm going to do any romance side quests or not this playthrough. Perhaps my people do not wish to disturb you.
Or because my presence offends them. Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Now I can go to do the celebration ceremony. And we're going to... yeah, the start. Let's stay with that. And
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
as far as I'm aware, I still have to walk all the way back to the governor. I don't know if I can talk to the pilot to take me there. Oh, you can! Okay, well, no, I'm glad I checked that. I actually think I might remember reading that earlier when I was here. And now I can come back to where I was at the very start of this episode. To do what I thought I was going to do. I am ready for my triumph. Then I will see you at the starport, your lordship. The master of ceremonies will organise the procession in a way that should allow me to share the ceremony's finale with you. And after that, Emperor willing, the Protector will clear me off all charges and the woes of Freikat Minoris will be over at last. Fly to the upper way. fly to the upper way or go to the upper way? I don't know if I can go back to my shuttle immediately from here or not. If you can, I don't know where it is. Okay, that's it. You are just supposed to walk there. Do me a ceremony. Your lordship, peerless Lord von Valancius, I am the master of ceremonies of Rykad Minoris. Everything is in place for your triumph. Allow me to give you a brief summary of the upcoming event. Okay. You will take the road, now familiar to you, from here to the starport. You will be accompanied by your comrades in arms and a guard of honour. The body of the heretic known as the Prophet Aurora will be pulled in your wake as a battle trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. There, grateful citizens will rush towards you, praising you for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us. Members of the military, young people, attractive and physically fit, a few healthy children. Once they have said their praise, the procession will move on. Governor Medina will await you by the starport. It is also where the pyre has been built for burning the body of the heretic known as Aurora. You will be handed a flamer blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform the burning, but if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between House von Valancius and House Winterscale, it will be fitting to pass the honour of the burning to Governor Medina. However, the choice is yours. An excellent plan. Okay.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Oh, of course it's the tank. I know, I'm pretty great. They love me. Hello. Maybe I can keep the tank. Make way, make way, make way! Let us greet the hero. A small group of festively dressed people rushes towards you. Among the guards in the security cordon, you recognize Camille, the young scout who led you to the command center. When he meets your eye, he smiles and salutes. Master of Ceremonies, the grateful citizens wish to present their gifts to the Redeemer. The Master of Ceremonies' sugary voice almost brings a taste of honey to your mouth. For whatever reason, you know for a certain that right at this moment, the gaze of Aurora's dead, empty eye sockets is fixed upon the back of your head. A thought surfaces in your mind, not a voice inside your head, no, a mere thought. They are all going to die. Befuddled, deprived, never having seen the truth. And it is all because of you, enemy mine. What's happening? Address the soldiers in... I don't know if something's about to happen. They're just saying that, maybe to make me not enjoy my ceremony so much. Let's greet them. It's my pleasure to protect an Imperium world and its honest inhabitants. May the light of the eternal terror shine upon us all. Rykad Minoris honours the Emperor and bows his most loyal servants, the rogue traders. Wait, what? They're coming out of the darkness. They're stealing the light. The darkness is insatiable when behind them. Behind these thieves, an ineffable eye follows, watching. Watching. Ah! I'm sensing something boundless, blue, golden, dark. Behold, behold the final dawn. Oh, okay, she weren't lying. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? You're supposed to be celebrating me? Morg magic. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. So I guess that's why you have to clear up everything before you do the end of that chapter then. I'm missing there's no going back there anymore.
I will cast you into eternal darkness.
Cassia is an officer and your ship's navigator. She strikes foes with energies of the warp and supports the party by making her allies stronger. Okay, she's big buffer. What's this one? That big spot. Oh, she can't use that. Pascal's going to get near as many melees as he can, because he's a lot faster on his first turn. And yeah, why not? Cornelius is going to
Actions, another step
ram
towards
him
our
and then
ultimate
shoot that
victory.
guy. And miss. Here we go, Cassia. So, yeah, big buffs, big buffs. Ooh, that looks fun.
Isn't faith the navigator's might?
Okay, Cassia seems pretty good. Damn. Let's get her in a good shooting position. That doesn't really need to use the burst fire, I guess.
Strike is a prayer.
Abelard can
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
get all the way to that guy.
At your back and one fewer target. I will do my
And
duty.
endure.
Chaos guides me. Death to non-believers.
Name them! Make them bleed!
Break this. My faith strengthens me.
Follow my lead!
I serve the ruinous powers.
Wait, why did the camera angle change? Is it just to show those guys hiding over there in the corner, maybe? I guess. Let's see if we can. Why can't she do? Don't know why I can't use her lightning attack anymore.
That is not my
Oh, no.
destiny.
I've got her stuff. You know what? She can just shoot them.
What?
The Omnisire condemns you.
I wish Pascal could attack twice. Okay, charge him then if you can't shoot him.
This is beyond me.
Yeah, why even try shooting? Melee seems way better. You actually hit them.
Me.
Let's get Cassia over this side now. Lidless there seems like a great
duty
move.
demands.
I'll do nothing can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands,
Then
I
we'll have
act.
her run and gun and try and get another one of them.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Abelard can start moving up this way. There's loads more from over here than the other side
It's
now.
reduced to dust.
Maybe I should charge one if I can.
That's not the Seneschal's job. One fewer turn.
Good. Abelard is the tanky beast, so I can just go for him.
Follow my lead. Follow my lead.
Miss. Dodge.
Cover me! Any
Pascal has no one left on his side. So let's just start running him back.
Activating calculated fury algorithm.
Do I have anyone here?
My prescience has failed me. Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Maybe I should get her a ranged weapon as well.
Isn't try to die with grace at least?
Argenta can maybe stand there and get that guy at least.
Be the focus in my heart.
That will do. Slap him. And then charge that. Can you charge the guy right next to you?
Victory is imminent.
No. Well, I clicked
Indeed.
wrong. That's a shame. Miss.
I know what is to come.
Can I get him from there? Yep, there we go. Your comm bead comes alive. The Vigdis's voice struggles to get through the thundering static. Lord Taint, this is ex-Master Priest, and send out Vigdis, what is going on? Taint, inference, repeat. Camille runs up to you, his weapon still in hand. Your Lordship, what are your orders? We have no idea what's going on. Civilians are fleeing in panic and we can't get through to the Governor or our senior officers. I shall fear no darkness, for light is within me, the light of my faith in thee. I shall flee before no enemy, for there is no enemy more terrible than cowardice, and I shall overpower it. Argenta prays aloud, all the while checking her equipment with the deft fingers. Red, black, and lots of blinding white fear. The whole city's quaking. No, the whole world. Let's talk more action. What is Vigdis saying, my lord? Captain, are they going to send a shuttle for us? We are en route to the starport. The warp pending very opposite appearance of the star from evacuate. The conf silent, many eyes stare at you. That means get the fuck out of here. Do we have time to save anyone? All we can do now is try and get to the starport. Rogue Trader, we must help these people evacuate. The Emperor himself has entrusted their fate to us. The sense of alarm keeps going stronger, at just the sensation of an intense gaze fixed upon you. Can we save? I mean, I guess we can save them if there's the option. I mean, yeah, we needed people more for the ship anyway, didn't we? Jasper and I must get weapons, any weapons. We'll catch up with you at the starport. We might even pick up some people from the garrison and or civilians along the way. We'll follow behind you. Keeping a bit of distance, we must escort the remaining civilians. Without the guards' help, they'll scatter or fall into enemy hands. The sense of alarm is now almost physically drilling through your temples. The fleeting little whispers at the edge of your hearing are sinister and gleeful. Let's move out. The escape. Raikar Minoris is falling to the relentless assault of the arch-enemy's forces, despite the Lord Captain's... Okay. Get to the starport. Let's do a little level up. Again, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this stuff, so I'm just going to go for recommendeds. Abelard, anything tanky. We want... Do I want law? Do I want... Let's go for awareness. Controlled shot, awareness, short. Cornelius. No, that sounds pretty decent.
With each step,
Right, now which way was
I
the start?
forge my destiny among the stars.
Must be downwards. No, it's to the right, wasn't it, on this map? Wait, that's if I have the map orientated the right way. No, I don't. So was it just this way? No, I don't know which way I'm orientated now. I guess it's the way the tanks were going. To the eastern side, and then... Yeah, I think it was... Yeah, it must be the eastern side. Yeah, let's take them. Still don't know when I'm going to use all this cargo and loot. I must have got quite a collection by now. And then we're going all the way back over here, I believe. This should be the starport. Yeah. Do you think you had won, enemy line? You vanquished Twilight, you cut down Aurora, but she was only one of us, you hear me? Okay, let's go. Yep, from the depths of Deadstone, from his prison of cold metal he will rise, the honour is nigh. Yep. Let's go. This game seems to give me no time to read the longer ones that I want to read, and then it pauses on those really short ones for some reason, and I don't know why. To the starport, let's go.
Before the faithful.
Ah, chaos spawn, lovely. Right, let's not start so far away. Let's get you all up a bit closer at least. Don't need to be so far back. Ooh, there's more over there. Ooh, that's a big fight. Do I deal with these ones first, or do I start running people over here as well at the same time? I think I'm going to... I want to kill this one first and see what happens. I might keep Abelard ready to run down this side as he's the tankiest. But with that,
I'll do it.
let's see how quickly we can kill this
Doubt
thing.
dissipated. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Suffering is part of the trial. Eating damage to bulk. Running binary override.
Let's buff everyone.
My purpose is served.
Let's debuff him. It looks like they're going to come here to me anyway. Okay, I guess I might as well just try and... Yeah, there's no reason to go down there.
Yet I know no pain.
Just kill as many as I can here first.
And so shall it be done.
Let's use Relentless Strike. And...
I will not be deterred.
Small enemy.
guides me.
Idira, we'll keep her...
There is movement in the
Yeah.
Empyrean.
Is it time to use her lightning staff now? It will barely hit mine at all, but that's a lot of damage into them. Cool. Cassia. I want to keep you want to keep you ready this side.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
You can buff Argenta.
If only that were possible.
Follow my lead.
I'll keep him there. Let them come up the stairs to me.
Guided by faith.
Can I start shooting them though at least?
I refuse.
I can try to shoot them.
Why did I not foresee this?
Running significant value.
So there's Acolyte cultist over that side. I need someone to go deal with him. The rest of them coming up here.
Not injured. I'm braced.
Cornelius can go and deal with that guy. Charge as quick as I can.
I cannot comply.
Can I
The
shoot
Emperor
him?
commands.
No, there's no line of sight there, is there? That's a shame. Oh, he'll get next turn.
Can I fall back now?
You cannot fall back now. You can, well, kind of. Gonna start zapping this guy.
But of course. Anything else?
Step aside. The navigator is coming. I'm not accustomed to being
Abelard.
ordered around. Another foe painted black.
Nice. Abelard, you can start running towards... No, I don't need you to run towards them. I just need you to just
tactically
stand in
sound
front of these guys. They'll come.
The enemies of the Emperor
And
will
then
be
again.
undone. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Damage is negligible.
Only one left there, so Pascal can start heading back this way.
Damage to bulk.
Okay, maybe I will run towards them if they're gonna be doing that.
Action your corrupt ways.
Yeah, I think it's time to start getting everyone to run
May
down.
we discern the future on the battlefield. We'll do what is fortunate turn of fate.
Leave it to rot. I will endure.
Oh, okay.
Isn't this a job
Dare
for
you
the
strike at
serfs?
the Emperor's
No,
faith?
not I. No.
Pain
Oh,
and duty go hand in hand.
yes, go down.
My place is at the hall. At your beck and call.
Can you finish him off with a little
I'm not
charge?
interested.
Nope, never mind.
My ears are ringing.
My fate shields me.
You can't move, but can you dash? Can't walk through friendly units. Just end your turn then. Let someone else do it. I don't think he's going to get there in time to actually help pull into the end of the fight now.
Suffered worse.
No, not no, not Chaos Spawn. I want no that there.
Emperor, give me strength.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty.
Be tanky and
Victory is imminent.
just run a bit further.
I will bathe this battlefield in
hit him
righteous
from there?
fury.
No, there's no way. I think at this point it's just going to be fixed if I just end my turns and get Cornelius
I am the chosen
With
weapon
that.
that
Or Abelard.
me.
Yeah, just keep ending my turns and get Abelard over there. Gonna be by far the quickest way.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Someone else can do this. At your back and one fewer target.
And that was it? Yep, okay, good.
The divine watch is over us.
Join me in prayer.
Right, to this, as I was saying, to the starport. Anyone else gonna try and stop me? I'm guessing is it gonna be at least one more. Okay, there'll definitely be one on the next map then if there's no more here. Let's go.
The anarchy at the starport will distress the hallowed machine spirits of the Voidcraft.
Quick save in case something goes disastrously wrong. I think it auto saves when you switch area anyway.
We use for the evacuation must
Shuttle, I'm assuming, is still in the same place. It's definitely going to be fighting one of these big areas. Yeah, there we go. That was a big hit.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. If I as duty demands.
Nice, just working out quickly.
No! These ruby patches are choking me!
Rejoice in battle! I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Try and finish off that one.
Without you, strike is a prayer.
Let's get to it.
It's nothing.
Here we go. Let's get to it.
Gonna get as far as possible,
Reduced to dust.
and then you can take all the shots. Cornelius can do
Let my enemies
the same.
tremble at the sound of my steps.
Pascal can also do the same.
advancing. Cogitation failed. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Hold on.
That's it, go for all those guys. We're getting the ones getting help this time. Hell yeah.
Let's make it quick.
Let's make it quick.
Out of my way.
I'm glad I put fast combat on. There are just so many things going on. There are so many people. And they're making a quick work of everyone. Do I even need to be here?
Cover me.
I don't think so.
No can do.
Let's get to it.
Is part of the trial.
Guided by faith.
Nope, can't shoot him.
A tactically sound approach.
Cornelius might be able to.
It's another step towards our ultimate victory.
Heavy is the tread he is going for. Poised for action.
Solomon's chest plate is punctured in multiple places and his face stained with blood, but his gaze remains clear and firm. Still alive, Rogue Trader? Good. I don't suppose Solomon wants to join. I'm guessing not. You spot just as many wounds on Glato. There are burns and cuts all over the coat, and one of the visors is broken. And yet there is nothing in the Cybermastiff's straight posture that would indicate pain, if pain is something this dog can feel. This looks bad, let me offer you first aid. I would have accepted your offer, but we still have Medicaid kits. Not many, but it should last until we get to the shuttles, which is all we need. Where is the governor? I do not know. He waited for you, under Arbates' escort, to burn the heretic's body and conclude the ceremony. But when the sun went out and the enemies came at us from every crack in the rockcrete, he panicked and ran. Not the smartest choice. He would have been safer with us. What is happening at the starport? Panic and heresy. The people are ready to crush each other to reach the shuttles, which makes them easy targets for the enemy. It appears your investigation has hit a dead end. Not yet, it hasn't. A crooked smile crosses his face. We did find something on the port terminal. Shortly after the tithe was hauled away, a suspicious ship took off from the planet, and I already know how to track it down. There is no time for heroics. I'll commend him first. I see you're not trying to flee and have chosen to fight instead. I commend your resolve. Actually, our plan is to retreat. The rebels are one thing, but there is nothing we can do against the warp forcing its way in, and that's a fact. Solomon spits out a mouthful of blood. This battle was forced on us. We had to keep the heretics away from the terminal until the machine spirits finished transferring the data to our shuttle. You helped us fight them off, so instead of words of gratitude, let me offer you something more substantial. Solomon hands you a heavy shotgun. It belonged to a bloody good arbitrator. May it serve you well. Hell yeah. Now who wants the shotgun? My squad and I will dress our wounds, regroup, then try to break through our shuttle. I recommend you do that last part as well, and soon. I sincerely hope that you die out. What the hell? It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Do try to survive, will you? To die would be fail in my mission. I cannot let that happen. Emperor, protect you, Rogue Trader.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
I want to see this shotgun. Guessing it's that one. Ooh. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I love it. And then my other set is... I should maybe have something melee on the other weapons set still. Again, I wish there was an auto-equip feature. I have not been sorting through this stuff. I have not got good stuff equipped, I know that much. But at this difficulty, it doesn't matter anyway. Can you have 2 melee weapons? You can. Oh, I'll have a shotgun and then a melee weapon set. I need to equip some stuff because I just don't have anything on. So let's just fill these slots with anything. And then I'll do the same with these because I just haven't been equipping anything. But I'm playing on story, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, you can have a good helmet, why not? I'm planning on keeping her. No more headgear. I guess he doesn't get much benefit from sniper gloves. What other weapons do we have? And any better melee weapons? Yep, that's a lot better now. And a better pistol. How does that one compare to his? That's a lot better. Who would have the sniper? I want to give Argenta the flamer, which I have been forgetting about. Although, is that better flamer? No, that one. I want to give her the flamer. And I want to try that gun on her. Sub-carbine. A sniper. Would Cassia like a sniper rifle? I'm going to try that as her. You can have a sniper. And that means you can also have those gloves. Adira. Do I have a better staff for you? No, that's the same. That one is also the same. Let's give you a better offhand pistol. 4 to 6, 3 to 4. Maybe she could have a sniper rifle. She's usually quite far away from everyone as well. Anyway, I'll try that on her. See how well that works. And I have the new shotgun and new swords. Okay, that's good. That should do. And now we're going back to the shuttle. Unless there's another fight in that big area. I can't... Why am I paused? Let's head up this way. Saving. Something's gonna happen. Anyone else gonna betray me? The stench of Faisceline and blood blankets the starport. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. The shards of plexiglass crunch underfoot. You recognize Sergeant Malagar amid the crowd huddled next to the shuttles. He was the soldier who greeted you upon arrival with Riker Minoris. A group of bloodied and frightened people is wedged between Malgar's wardens and the shuttles. You recognize them as the governors of the planet and the members of his high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fight, and many bare wounds left by bayonets. I demand... Yeah, what is going on? Governor, would you care to explain to me what is going on here? The governor turns to you, but he does not get the chance to say anything, as Malagar strikes him with his stun baton. Don't trouble yourself, Lord Governor. I'll explain myself. Our esteemed governor and his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now when things got rough, they thought they would scarper and leave us to die here. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him, and after all this, you think that's fair, you piece of rock shit? Malgar's stun baton hits the governor in the chest, causing the adornments of the governor's uniform to jingle in unison. Okay. Adira flinches and starts babbling desperately. No, 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 don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. The governor spits out blood and opens his mouth to respond when his head explodes. His body falls limp to the side, his remaining eyes staring upward. The chorus of the noble's screams cannot drown out the sergeant's spiteful whisper. Enough, you said your piece. For generations upon generations, the nobles of his world cared for Riker Minoris and ensured the prosperity of its inhabitants. And this is your gratitude, peasant? For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand. Cassia throws out her hand, and Malgar's knees buckle. My mentor was right, the rabble truly have no honour. Ablard looks at the governor's body, his brow furrowed. Madness, punishable by death. Another in your position could have forgotten that the Emperor protects all of his subjects, but surely not you. It's your duty for anyone you can. Yeah. The sergeant frowns at you. I don't know why you stick up for these parasites, but they never would have helped someone like me. But they don't deserve to die, though you're right about that. Not all of them, at least. A dull thud comes from the deep within the starport. Heavy footsteps shake the rockery, raising an unpleasant tremor in your bones. Let's get out of here. Or not.
You thought you had killed Aurora, false believers. Trip. For I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn, and die!
Okay.
Beware witch.
The disgrace of
Well, that's some good music.
Anything else?
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's get to it.
I want to get him on that side so they can hopefully target him instead of Cassie.
Show me what you've got.
Yeah, there we go, they go him instead.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Cornelius can go over here. Got my shotgun, hopefully this does a lot of point blank range.
Rejoice in service.
Dira, I would like her to zap
I
those
know what
guys
is to
over
come.
there. If she can reach.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, she can't reach them. Okay,
Be
just
gone.
shout at one of them then. Abelard,
Follow my lead.
you can try and get in front of these guys.
Few enough.
And then
Indeed.
slap him, and then be a tank.
It will be done.
I think I just skipped her turn.
A traitor or a fool? I'm afraid not.
damage to Volk.
Let's get to it. The Emperor commands.
Wait, no, I hadn't aimed yet. Okay.
My passion has failed me.
Reduce to dust.
Do I have to kill the rest of them, or where's the shuttle? Is that part of the mission? No, I don't think it is. I think I just have to kill them. Is it just that guy all the way over there? And these
God
two left?
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Damage is negligible.
Oh, is it just that one guy who's an absolute mile away? Am I just gonna have to keep running over everyone until someone gets in range?
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Well, let's do that then.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
I don't suppose one of my snipers can shoot him back from over here as well.
Emperor, give me...
Hold on.
Martyrdom is a reward.
Run Pascal this way. Who did I give the sniper rifle to? I think it was Adira
Your end is nigh.
and Cassie. Adira.
Was that you? Or
Outrun him. This Abelard this way just in
I've
case.
seen worse battles than this in my time.
Argenta, I don't think she'll be able to shoot him from down here. No.
That is not the Emperor's will.
See if Cassie can with her sniper rifle.
Try to die with grace, at least.
With each step, I
Oh, she did.
forge my destiny among the stars.
Maybe I could have just walked here. I don't know. Oh well. Let's go. Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive, your old ship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you have. Before anything else, I will hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. The Vox Master falters, Lord Captain. He saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star, and then, my apologies, but I struggled to find the words that could describe the terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. The interrogator closes his eyes and grips his Drakari. You see Abelard's expression change, as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. And yeah, Xenos are enemies of humanity. A breed of the Aldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Vox Master. Like all Xenos, the Drakari are a blight of the face of the galaxy. By their Oh, I skipped it. We can rule out possibility. The Drakari would never ally themselves with the arch-enemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be shared loathing for warp corruption. Heinrichs glances around. The situation calls for immediate action, Cornelius. We can continue the conversation later if you wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. Well, I know we don't, but do we have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykab Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave this system as soon as possible. There's not going to be a system. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro priests who guard and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykab Minoris. The von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so lamentable although it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrich's eyes, like two deep dark pools, are resolutely fixed upon you. The world is I've got 2 buttons bound to A, that's why I'm accidentally, okay, I know how I'm skipping it now. Our only hope of stopping the process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykab Minoris from being an outpost of the arch-enemy. But everyone is dead if the sun is gone anyway. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit, as do I see the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I am with the lady on this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here whilst we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your consciousness bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away, as if you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in the threads stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. Why can we not try to evacuate at least some of the people? Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? Set an optimal course and carry out an orbital strike on the Electro Priest Monastery. I don't think Pascal would like that. We will not waste any time in this world. Pull back and begin preparations for transition to the warp. Which can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at the starport have given the coordinates of shelters where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for the Sergeant Malgart's troops, they will help control the crowds of frightened commanders and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged as many shuttles from the starport that we can now use. Kind of feel like saving a fusion reactor would be a good thing. I don't know why. I might choose that purely based because I like Pascal. Yeah, let's do it. Any delay caused by loading and transporting the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Cornelius. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions of eternal torment at the hands of the arch enemy. Do not forget yourself, interrogator. One more objection from you and I shall forget all about the need to deliver you to Footfall alive. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Whatever it may be, it does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the arch enemy could infiltrate the ship with the priest escorting the reactor. Keep that in mind for the future. Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate some people as well. Have the pilots extract all of the commoners who have not yet converted to the cult of the Final Dawn. Consider it done. This will bring us to the limit of our capabilities. We have no more shuttles to use in the evacuation effort. Screw the rich. The bridge is in upheaval. The technomats' prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp's engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. Magos, why don't you assume control of the technomats? Surely their contribution will speed things up. They would only be a hindrance. I'm searching for a way to rectify the error. Pascal's muttering without taking his eyes off the data slate. There is a certain anxiousness to the way he moves his mechandrites. I'm not going to interfere. I'm going to let him do what he's doing. The hectic storm of prayers and haphazard rituals rages on. Pascal, still as a statue in the eye of the maelstrom, makes no attempt to bring it under control. The Voxmaster's voice is extremely tense, but carries no hint of shameful panic. Your Lordship, Warp Spawn have invaded the ship. We have blocked their advance by depressuring one of the infirmaries in their path, but it is only a temporary measure. The crew have been ordered to arm themselves and pray for the success of the Lord Captain and his Engineer Prime. What is going on here? The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I am currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. Crew, heed the word of Magos and Oman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, Lordship, you are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addressed the crew, and he now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. The mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The omniscient servants start working in sync, and the binaric clamour becomes a symphony of reports which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnissiah guides me. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechandrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits of the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate to the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of the machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the Campanological Protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purpose of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its data smith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands, a minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? No time for questions. Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the Cyber Gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core, where the machine spirits dwell. To it we will offer our prayer so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice goes quieter. The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, so in this ritual I remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit. In those who abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and you may receive his blessing. I'm not questioning Pascal. He's the man, let's just do what he says. The metal jaw clamps down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into his gullet. At the same moment, the image of the vid screen before you changes. Connecting. 1, 2, 3. Success. Gesture at the vid screen, what does that mean? Reach out and touch the keys. Did he tell me to do it? I don't think he told me to do it. At the sound of your voice, the Cogitator servant, whose bronze brown skeleton is built into the Cogitator housing, shudders. With a screech, it rotates towards you and then stops in position. Benevolent coder, voice receptor. Pascal emits a sequence of binary signals and then is silent for several seconds. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to this signal, but no process response. A temporary override is permissible. The Magos intently studies the vid screen. The shell was created on a forge world unknown to me, initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hand on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his vox. What should I do now? Lord Captain, I now ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. The voice receptor will receive the vocal entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp sextant. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of the cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with the true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the Cogitator's slots. Your head begins to spin from the unholy sensors, foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of blood from that cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken its renewed purity. Pascal enters the sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly, he stops dead. No! His fingers fly over the command rooms, entering command after command. His mechanandrites clicking their pincers pull up one lever after another. The vid screens fills with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. I'm not interfering, I'm going to get on with it. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted at the Cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off a foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The massive errors in the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data respiratories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues unsettlingly. Perhaps an alternative rising protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the Cogitator, but something else in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks with a static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Read the information on the vid screen. Stab false query. Query or query. The Cogitator 7 creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binaric hymns of the tapping command rooms. I mean, rescue, yeah. Let's go for that rescue. Yes, machine spirit, rescue us. Pascal turns to you, Lord Captain. The excess emotion in your command will render it okay, of course. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest box cackles in shock, but his report is as clipped as cynical as ever. Registering the warp sextant activated. Registering data stream stabilizing. Registering 0 data errors found. Report, the warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain, Ravor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp. Your Lordship. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend the captain's throne, Lord Captain, may the Emperor protect us. There we go, Pascal sorted us out. This artwork's very cool.
The Fon Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Coronis expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora Fon Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Chapter 1 done. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibunda system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are waiting for your permission to begin the process. The Furibunda system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines borne down by the warp and allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, with our astropic choir we'll use to establish a connect. Master Zachary Wise has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Cornelius. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Cornelius. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from the prying eyes by means of personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Cornelius von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitators provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Heinrichs can leave us, I don't care, he's annoying. Footfall was just a brief stop. What next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magnae Accessio, the official ceremony for donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valancius dynasty. We are all looking forward to the day, Lord Captain. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astrophic choir, the Coronis Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to dozens of gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble the central worlds, but so long as Football serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium, although I have heard that the ties it sends are underwhelming to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the gods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Football is the domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Then tell Lady Navigator give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. Vigvis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard this vessel and its crew. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Carl will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit incognito. Tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain if you do not mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving in the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions, but there is a catch. The Coronis Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings on Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honour, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offence, Corda will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Coronis Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of Von Valancius soars as high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw too much attention and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. Should I listen to Heinrich's one time? I think I would like to arrive officially as the rogue trader. Stir things up a bit. It will be done, Lord Captain. Vigorous spouse again. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Right, I'm gonna end there for a bit. I'm gonna save. This was good. I'm glad we finished chapter 1 and got to the new bit. I can start the next bit. I'm going to have a break and have breakfast and stuff, but I'm going to come back in a bit and probably continue this very soon. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the story. I am. And yeah, I'll be back very shortly, probably today. Okay, see you later. Bye.